Investors are bracing for more shaking on Wall Street. Still, President Trump appears confident, tweeting America is strong and winning. Fears of a recession are growing after the Dow dropped more than 800 points Wednesday. The tumble due to a number of factors, including what's called an inverted yield curve. This is what happens when the yield, the interest rate the government pays to borrow money, on the 10-year Treasury is lower than the 2-year. The last time this happened was back in 2007, right before the Great Recession.
What do you think? Is a recession on the way?
No, I don't think so, but there's no question the economy has slowed down.
Stephen Moore, an economist with the Heritage Foundation, points to two factors.
Number one, the ongoing trade war with China and the uncertainty that has created. And the second factor has been the Fed, which, in my opinion and Donald Trump's opinion, has been way too tight. And when you have the interest rates this low and the inverted yield curve, that's a sign of Fed being way too tight with money, and that needs to be reversed.
President Trump has backed off his threat to impose new tariffs on Chinese goods.
We're doing this for Christmas season, just in case some of the tariffs would have an impact on U.S. customers.
And in a series of tweets insisting, unlike others, our economy is strong. But the Hong Kong protests and China's reaction could have an impact on trade negotiations. This morning, the president tweeting they might have to wait until the situation is resolved. Of course, China wants to make a deal. Let them work humanely with Hong Kong first. The president saying the Chinese president is a good man and even suggesting a personal meeting. One institution he's blaming for the sluggish economy is the Federal Reserve. And despite a quarter-point cut last month, Trump is calling for the Fed to further cut interest rates to stimulate the economy. Moore agrees, adding that the president needs a good economy heading into 2020.
I happen to think there will be a deal that gets done in the next 6 months with China. And when that happens, I think the stock market and the real economy springs back to life in a very powerful way. So there's a real incentive to get a deal done that both countries can live by. And by the way, it will make both countries' economies perform much better.
In the meantime, falling Treasury rates do have an upside for consumers. They mean lower mortgage rates. In Washington, Jenna Browder,